You will not have time to prepare. You have to be ready. The blackouts, the power outages, they are real. They are coming. The summer is quickly approaching. Here in Louisiana a few days ago, we've already experienced it. I beseech you to please go and properly prepare so you're ready. Some of the things that will happen will be planned and some of it will be unplanned. Either way, you need to be prepared and pray accordingly.
Sunrise, everybody. So these are the items that I will be putting in my buggy bag in case of any emergency where I have to grab and go. A lot of these things I have gotten from Dollar Tree and I acquired over time. So some of these things you can put in your buggy bag or all to make sure you're able to take care of yourself.
Unless you've been living under a rock, the economy is clearly going downhill. Here are 4 financial tips to help you survive and tips you didn't already know. One tip, and if I was to put this in a class system, this would be S tier. Save more than you spend. It sounds basic and simple, but most people don't do this. Think about it for a sec. If you're making $5K a month, but you're spending closer to $6K with credit cards and debt, there's no money to save. Hence, there's no money to invest and grow your wealth. And honestly, most people don't like doing this. I like doing it, but track every dollar. Find a way to track your expenses. Number 2, build an emergency fund. Life be lifing, car breaks down, job is ghosting you, landlord hits you with a rent increase. All these things happen and you need to be prepared for it. Have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in a high-interest savings account. You will thank me later. Number 3, make some more money. Now, cutting back helps, but making more money, unlimited potential. So I don't care if you gotta flip something, get a side hustle, get another job, get some credentials, go back to school. Even if you gotta sell your PS5, make some more money. Number 4, invest or just stay broke. The money you keep in your savings account is losing value to inflation every single day. Learn how to invest into ETFs and index funds and start now. Your future self will thank you.
You need to have water, you need to have a radio on batteries, and you need to have a flashlight on batteries to make sure that you can survive the first 36 hours.
Why the fuck are more people not talking about this? The UK government has just launched a website telling us how to prepare for emergencies. There's actually a page on here that tells you the things you need at home in preparation for an emergency. And the top 3 things are a battery or wind-up torch, a power bank, and a battery or wind-up radio. And having got caught out in Spain earlier on this year, I won't be getting caught out again. So I got myself one of these. It's all of those things in one: a power bank, a torch, and the radio. It can be recharged by USB, but it's also got a solar panel to recharge itself, and you can wind it up, so you're never going to run out of power with this thing. So whilst you lot are all panicking down the supermarket trying to get your toilet rolls and tin food, I'm just going to be chilling watching Netflix with this. So I don't know if this is just some conspiracy bullshit, but if it isn't, I'm glad I'm going to be prepared. But if you want to be prepared too, I'll drop a link for it just down here.
Why the fuck would a random ex-Navy SEAL not trust his own government? Just watch this shit.
How reliant can we be on this U.S. government, frankly?
I don't think there's very many people left that have
any confidence in the U.S. government at this point.
Right.
We spoke about that last night. In fact, my personal opinion is they already know it's over and they're ripping the wiring out of the walls and just trying to get every last dollar into their pockets before this thing goes up.
In the same way that Dana White tried to warn us about these fires in LA months ago, he has been trying to warn us about the government's next natural disaster.
Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia have said that this is in their master plan.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down?
If we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, and it has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee, they found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
300 million people wiped off the map just like that.
And when this happens, books and information are going to be one of the most powerful resources because no one's going to have their phone and nobody's going to know what to do. Which is why everybody around me has one of these, the Navy SEALs Bugging Guide. How to turn your house into the safest place on earth. How to make your property looter-proof. Items to stockpile on the next U.S. blackout. How to save water for a whole year without it going bad. Essential medical pills and supplies. How to choose the best generator. What to do if neighbors or friends come asking for food in a crisis. And a whole bunch of other information written by 10-year Navy SEAL Joel Lambert. With all the crazy stuff going on right now in the world, this book is a must keep around my family. The only issue is it already sold out once this month, so if you see the orange cart right here down below somewhere, make sure you get it while it's still in the sale.
With so much surveillance that's happening in the U.S., do you know how to avoid CCTV from tracking you? Let me show you. Let's check it out, a Navy SEALs bug-in guide. Right here, how to avoid CCTV from tracking you, how to keep an eye out for them, how to avoid being recognized by the cameras, and even how to disable them. And here's how to stop your phone from tracking you, and how to stay completely off the government's radar. And with the U.S. becoming a police state, do you know the first thing you should do if martial law is declared? Here it is. And the home security section gives you everything you need. With everything that's going on in the world, this is an amazing resource that can help you out no matter what the crisis is. And it'll help you make your house the safest place on earth. This is the Navy SEALs Bug-In Guide by Joel Lampert. He's a retired Navy SEALs veteran. I'm going to drop the orange card right there. It's going viral right now, so get it before it sells out.
How in the world was this allowed on a TED Talk?
We are terrible at listening to warnings about disaster.
Imagine what that's like. You walk outside, you turn on your phone, there's no signal. You go back inside, you turn on the TV, no signal. You turn on the radio, no power. You turn on the faucet, no water. You turn on the fridge, no refrigeration, your food starts to spoil. You walk outside, cars pile up, no streetlights. In big cities, if you're in New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, DC, within 3 to 5 days, the food is gone from the grocery stores. And the trucks that the city counts on to resupply that food aren't coming. Within a week or two, the sewage system starts to overflow and contaminates what remains of the water supply, and people start getting cholera. Societal order starts to break down. There's mass evacuations. The emergency responders who during the first few days were desperately trying to evacuate people trapped in elevators have now left their positions like many did during Katrina to protect themselves and their own families. But why get depressed and worry about something like that if there's no way it could ever happen? The unfortunate news is that the threat of such a blackout is very real.
And he's not the only one saying this. Listen to this Navy SEAL.
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse. If we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, and it has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee, they found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
300 million people wiped off the map, just like that.
When the grid goes down, information is going to be the most important resource because nobody's going to know what to do. That's why I got one of these. This book literally walks you through everything, like how to safely store your food so it doesn't spoil, how to test water before drinking it, how to make your property looter-proof, and the things you should do in case martial law is declared. But nobody's talking about survival skills anymore because they don't want you to be prepared. They want you to be dependent. This isn't just a survival guide. It's written by somebody who lived it, so you're not guessing. You'll know exactly what to do when it all goes down. This is something that every single family should have at least one copy of. It's packed with everything you need to know when it counts. It's already sold out once this month, so don't wait. If you see that orange shopping cart somewhere down here, it means it still might be in stock. Grab one before it's too late.
In these modern times, many people struggle. So here are some ways to simply stay alive in 2025. First, remember to focus on shit that you yourself can control. If it's not your toilet, it's not your shit. Next, block and bless. At this point, you're either on the right side or you're beyond help. And we are not out in these streets wasting energy to teach anyone how to be fucking decent anymore. And finally, if you're strapped on cash this year, remember that sleep is the freest vacation of all. So how are you staying alive in 2025? Speak, or better yet, scream now, and I'll wait. Don't worry. You'll be all right. Maybe.
Are you ready for it?
They don't know how to weld, they don't know how to garden, and they don't know how to survive without these phones. If the band hasn't taught you anything, the government just wants control. That's why everybody in my family has this book. How to make your own toilet paper, backyard traps against property intruders, how to make black powder. You get so many survival projects. This is needed if the grid goes down. My only problem with these books is that they always sell out, so if you see the orange card down below, that means it's still available.
This comment here is exactly why you should be prepping. If anything like this happens, any kind of collapse in society, any kind of collapse in our infrastructure, anything like that, things are going to get real weird real fast. I feel like right now, mental health is probably at its lowest. And if something like this happens, it's going to break the few people that still have it together. Once you take away the food, the water, any type of scripts people take on a daily basis that are kind of keeping them going, that's gone as well. People are going to really break down, and they're going to do things that they would never do. This is why I make these videos, guys, so you understand that if something happened, you can have all the resources at home, and your odds of survival significantly increase if you don't have to leave and be in the mix, going at it with each other.
That China has infiltrated not only our power grid, but also our water treatment plants. If you don't believe me how easy it would be to attack a power grid, drive around, find a substation, tell me how that's guarded. Only thing that separates that from the external world is a chain link fence. A couple months ago, FBI Director Chris Wray comes out and says, hey, guess what? Turns out that China has infiltrated not only our power grid, but also our water treatment plants. China manufactures the huge, ginormous transformers. If you took 9 of those out, country's out of power.
Five steps to survive a deadly heat wave. This heat dome is not just another hot week. It's a deadly heat wave that is frying the eastern U.S. and it's already breaking records. Repost and share with everyone. Here are the 5 steps you need to take right now to survive. If you don't have air conditioning, try to get one now before they're all gone. If you can't, you need to get to a public place that does. Cooling centers, malls, libraries, anywhere with AC can save your life. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Drink water every 15 minutes and skip the soda, alcohol, or coffee. If you're sweating a lot, mix in some electrolytes. Wear light-colored loose clothing and avoid dark or tight materials. Use a wet towel around your neck or take a cool shower to lower your body temperature. Heat exhaustion looks like dizziness, nausea, or heavy sweating, but heat stroke is deadly. Hot, dry skin, confusion, no sweat, and a racing heart. Call 911 immediately if you see those symptoms. Kids, the elderly, and pets are the first to go down in heat like this. Check on them often. Don't leave anyone in a parked car, not even for a minute. This heat wave is serious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow for more.
Why the fuck would the owner of the Yankees come out and say this? Just watch this clip.
Let's just say the power grid goes out. Your internet, security, gate, lights, it's mayhem. Everything's gone, so what do? You just got to be prepared. Just do whatever you can to be ready for it. Some people are maybe saying, well, I don't have the kind of money. You guys got the money. This isn't about money. You have to do a little bit of research, a little bit of studying for yourself to protect your family. I do believe it is something worth talking about with your family to be prepared for this, because I think something like this is going to happen.
And when something like this does happen, information is going to be the powerful resource you can have at your hand. That's why every single one in my family has this book right here. This has over 250 powerful remedies for healthy immune system, for gut health, and these have the instructions with the ingredients at your hand. These just had a huge restock, but if you do want to get it before they do sell out again, I'll leave a link for you down below.
You're a fucking dumbass if you don't have a go bag in 2025. A go bag is basically when shit hits the fan, you can leave, grab the bag, and you'll have everything you need to survive. You'll need a knife, some eye protection, a way to purify drinking water, some extra paper towels and toilet paper. Definitely need some rope. A lock picking set, a first aid kit, emergency flares, a headlamp. This is the first thing I got from my bug out bag, and to this day I still have it everywhere I go. And this is exactly what I suggest you start with for your survival kit. This thing can start fires, is also used as a flashlight, can cut seatbelts if any accident occurs. It also has a bottle opener, a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver, and a way to call for help or get someone's attention. This can be hooked on keys or a bug out bag. Survival does not have to be expensive. This thing's on a flash sale right here on TikTok. Unfortunately, these things are always out of stock, so if the link is not there, then sadly they're all out.
How to make a DIY sink to save your water, material costs, the difficulty, and how long it would take to do it, along with pictures and step-by-step building instructions. This book is no grid survival, over 70 off-the-grid projects, how to purify water, DIY bicycle generator, even how to make your own solar panel system. Over 70 projects, list the materials and tools needed, step-by-step instructions, and detailed information on where to source the materials from. I went ahead and got everybody in my family one of these books because when the power goes out, books are going to be our only source of knowledge, and if you don't have this book, I think everyone will be lost.